everyone, it's me, Shelby from Shelby's Crafty Books and Games. Here you can get all kinds of cool bookish videos involving crafts and, in the possible future, gaming. But today's video is going to be the mid-year freak-out book tag. Yeah, I know. This is supposed to be something you do like in June or July, and I kind of forgot about it. And then when I remembered it, I kept pushing it back. But now I'm going to do it. And basically what this tag is that people in the booktube community do it midway through the year as a sort of check-in. While I do, I'll be coloring the first page of my copy of the Throne of Glass coloring book. So let's get started. BTWs, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm just going to be answering the questions. I'm not going to be doing a summary of the books this time around. I think it takes up too much of the video's runtime, and also I think me and maybe possibly you, the viewer, might forget what the question is. If you feel like you want me to still do the summary of the books, let me know. I might just do them at the end of the video or something. Comment down below what you think would be better. Anyway, once again, let's get started. 1. What is the best book that you read so far in 2025? I'm going to go with Heart of the Sun Warrior by Susan Lin Tan. This is a sequel to Daughter of the Moon Goddess. This book has tons and tons of amazing action scenes, in my opinion. And also, I really liked how this book has events much closer together than in the first book, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which spanned over many years. And also, my favorite part is probably when Yangchen took on the Phoenix, because there was a challenge where she must fight a Phoenix and to get the Phoenix's magical flame tail feather. And I think she was able to beat the challenge in a very amazing and interesting way, and it was just fun all around to read. And also, lastly, I think this book really got me more interested in Chinese mythology. And now I've got tons of books on my TBR that are also based on Chinese mythology that I hope to get to sometime in the near future. Question number 2. What has been your favorite sequel for the first half of the year? That would be A Legacy of Yangchen by F.C. Yi. This is the sequel to The Dawn of Yangchen. And this is based in the Avatar universe, Avatar The Last Airbender universe, and I feel like going in, you might want to have at least watched the Avatar The Last Airbender TV series before you jump in. Anyway, why did I like this book? Well, it was really fun to read. I really like the relationship Yangchen has with her gang, the other people that follow her and help her on her adventures. I really liked especially Yangchen and Kavak and how they were able to kind of mend their bond after what happened in the first book. And I think this really made me a huge fan of both the airbenders from this universe and possibly made Yangchen my favorite avatar as of now. For the longest time, it was Avatar Kyoshi, but I think Yangchen has won. And I can't wait to see more books in this Avatar Chronicles series. And if you didn't know, they are making a new Avatar TV series, and I am super excited about it. I can't wait to follow the journey of the new characters that are introduced in it. Question 3. Is there a new release you haven't read yet, but you're really excited to? This one will be A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. If you don't know who Elizabeth Lim is, she did books like Spin the Dawn and Reflection, which is a twisted tale on Mulan, and happens to be my favorite twisted tale in the Disney Twisted Tale series. So, the reason I'm really excited about this book is, well, basically, it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And if you don't know me, that is one of my favorite all-time fairy tales. And I have been waiting to read this since the author announced it on her Instagram last year. And it looks so cool, especially the art. And I really like the premise of that this version of the Beauty, or a Belle, is a con artist. She is able to recreate art and forge art, and she sells it like that, trying to keep her family fed and stuff. So it sounds really interesting to me. I can't wait to see how that changes the Beauty and the Beast's tale, along with the fact that the Beast is actually like this dragon person. So that's going to be interesting. Next is, what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? And that is Soulmatch by Rebecca Baker. So this is a dystopian, and it takes place 200 years after a war, and the government is able to, like, from a report, learn about your past life, and then is able to, like, put a place for you to get your career, and possibly even your soulmate. And the main character, she thinks her past life is normal, but it's totally different, and it may put her in serious trouble. And I'm kind of weird because I like both fairy tales and dystopian. I think this might be due to the fact that when I was growing up, the Lunar Chronicles came out, and that's a mixture of both of those, and I love it so much that I think that's kind of made me where I like those two genres. But anyway, I can't wait to read this. It's a debut novel by the author, and I can't wait to see how this will play out. Next is what is my biggest disappointment so far, and that will be Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I know this is probably kind of like bad to say. I know a lot of people really like this series, really like this trilogy and its sequel trilogy, but for me, I didn't really like it. The characters didn't seem well developed. Everything kind of just seemed to go kind of fast for me. But I did like the descriptions of things, and I did kind of like the magic a little bit. It did remind me a lot of Alice in Wonderland, which is one of my all-time favorite classics. So I do give it points for that. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't that bad. I just don't feel like it lived up to the hype. Then, what is your biggest surprise so far? And for me, that was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's the first in the Throne of Glass series, and tell you the truth, I have always heard about this book. Everybody really talks great about it. It's super hyped. That's why I was a little scared, a little hesitant to pick it up, because I was scared it might not be as good as everybody said it was. Also, another book by the same author, Court of Thorns and Roses, I can never get into. I get a few chapters in, and then I just can't keep going. So I was scared that might be the same thing with Throne of Glass, but it turns out I was really into it. I really liked the character interactions, and I really liked the stories that were going on. The second book, kind of slow, but I still enjoyed it. And the Assassin's Bride, really loved that. That brought a tear to my eye, if you know what I'm talking about. Super sad at how that ended. But I just really like the character development, and I really like to see where this book series is going to go. Next is a book that made you cry. So this is going to be a reread for me, and that would be The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. And this book, it's a super dark story, and it just always gets me really sad while I read it. And Rue's death, I can never not cry at that point. I always tear up. It's just so sad. And I finally did finish the whole trilogy, and it was haunting. It was a little maybe disturbing, and I'm just gonna say that it was a different book series than what I originally thought. And I it's still really good though. I really liked it. What book made you happy? And that is So This Is Love by Elizabeth Lim. This is a Disney twisted tale based off of the animated movie Cinderella, and it is what if Cinderella did not try on the glass slipper. This is probably my second favorite twisted tale after Reflection, which is what if Mulan went to the underworld. They're both really good, and they're both by Elizabeth Lim. But anyway, I really liked reading about Cinderella's journey through this, and how she kind of became her own person and learned that she could make her happily ever after on her own. And I really liked the romance between her and the prince in this. It was really cute. The last question is, what books do you want to read by the end of the year? I hope to get through more of the Throne of Glass series. I need to start the Heir of Fire. super intimidating. I did read a little bit of it a couple weeks ago, but I guess the chunkiness of the book just got to me and I just put it down. I need to jump back into it, but I hope to at least get into that book and maybe get a book or two more in the series finished. I don't expect to finish the whole thing, but maybe getting 2 books at least maybe done by the end of the year, that would be cool. Not setting that as a goal though. And I hope maybe to finish my goal of the year, which is 50 books. I'm getting pretty close. As of this recording, I am at 42 books. I have never gotten that far. I am so proud of myself. I am so excited. I have never been able to reach my goal of 50, and I think I might actually get it this year. So those are the answers to my mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this new kind of style I am trying out with these tags, and partially due to the fact that I finally got a microphone. This is going to be really fun to edit. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of this, and if you have any answers for this mid-year freakout tag, and if you have any suggestions, that would be cool too. Put them in the comments below. Anyway, I'll see you next time.